So the strategy of Squillo is simple: create the future of connection. Although I don't have a crystal ball and no one knows what that's going to look like, but just because we don't know doesn't mean that we can't design for the future. And the way that we know how to do this is through automated systems integration. To kind of explain what that looks like, let's do something like this. Let's take a corporate 5,000 company like Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's been around for over a century. They've got a lot of software. They're a huge company. And let's say that one of their divisions now needs a new CRM. Now, they've been around for over 100 years. They probably have 18 CRMs, and maybe they built quite a few of them themselves, or maybe they bought a few of them over the years. But that's the question. Do I build or I buy? So let's take a look at what happens if I build another CRM. Well, I'm going to grab my star resources. I'm going to wait a whole bunch of time as they put everything together. And then once I launch it, I have the constant problem of value degradation where I have to upkeep this new legacy software. And I turn all that into a formula, and that calculates how much it'll cost the organization to build a new CRM. On the flip side, what if I just buy? What if I just go to Salesforce and say, hey, Salesforce, give me this automated spreadsheet that you created called a CRM. And Salesforce says, sure. Well, now I have to make another decision. Do I keep Salesforce separate or do I internally integrate it? Okay, great. Let's keep it separate. What could possibly go wrong here? Well, the average knowledge worker uses 11 applications, 11 SaaS applications to do their job every single day. And they log into over 24 in an average week. That is a lot of applications. That is overload. In fact, over half of organizations agree that that's too many and they're trying to reduce their footprint in SaaS. However, that's about impossible right now. So what do? You internally integrate it. This is the solution to all those different types of logins, is you internally integrate it. So what does that look like? Well, again, I have to ask a new question. Is it internal or is it external integration? Am I going to use my team? So let's do that. Let's track that down and see what that looks like. Again, there we are. We have this exact same problem as build again. But then what's the alternative? We go external. Okay, great. Then if it's an external team, then we'll go to a systems integration company like Deloitte or Siemens or Accenture. We're still going to work with our resource team because this needs to be a back and forth constantly. And then those consultants are going to get together and they're going to build and build and build and build. Build and 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 build. But then, hey, you might actually get this seamless integration. And if they didn't cut any corners, like using an integration middleware or inappropriately using workflow automation as an integration tool, then you'll have a pretty seamless integration into the system. So now your CRM will be part of your larger platform. But then, okay, great. Well, that's just one decision. The average organization is making that over 500 times. And in fact, if you're as large as Coca-Cola, then you have over 1,000 SaaS applications. And so when you need a new ERP tool or you need a new ITSM or a customer service tool or an AI tool, there are over 400 SaaS applications that came out in the last year. In the next year, that could be 1,000 with the advances of AI technology and laser-focused SaaSes. How do you even begin to wrangle all of this value? And organizations do agree. They agree that SaaSes have a huge advantage, especially the way that you can pull them out and trade them really quickly versus always building them over and over again. So that's our mission at Squillo, is we'll take all of these different applications, all of these different processes, cross all the IT boundaries, cross all the different teams, even different enterprises, and we'll turn these all into snaps, these connections that we can turn into a unified data contract. That means that we can swap in and out these different applications, and it just works. It stands the test of time. So this is step one to getting to build the future of connection.